What a day this is. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining me again. It's a Monday and we've got weather forecasts like this all week. So what better than to come out and share a little bit of it with you. Just going into my local woods, about 5 or 10 minutes walk from my house, and yeah, it's a funny one this. I've been pondering over making this video for some time, and there's a particular item of equipment that I've had for ages. I've seen it used by people, I've seen it used on YouTube videos, etc. But I've never really used it myself, and there's always been a bit of a sort of stigma about it, that I've just thought there's something not quite right. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to go into the woods and do a little bit of cooking and just chat about things. There's a car coming. So a brief interlude whilst the farmer drove past. But yeah, into the woods. Where was I? Yeah, do a bit of cooking and just see what it's all about, this system of cooking that's been around for a little while. I was hoping to bring pudding with me on this little journey. Not that sort of pudding, this sort of pudding. But she's just come into her first season, and I've got to keep a very close eye on her because I don't want any sort of Frankenpooch Dobra terriers appearing in a few months' time. Knowing my luck. But we've been out for a really lovely walk today. There's a place nearby called Barden, it's near Bolton Abbey, and it's a most amazing river walk down the river wharf with two very ancient bridges. You can turn it into a loop, and both the dogs really enjoyed it, and got the scenery was absolutely breathtaking, especially on a day like this with tons and tons of bird life, herons, ducks, etc. I'll get up this hill, get into this little private bit of woodland. It's built on a quarry, so it's very hilly, very rocky, but I really like it. It's very private. So let's get on with it. I thought I was going to be absolutely basking in sunshine, and well, it looks as though I am, but there's this tiny little sort of metre square patch where the sunlight's managing to filter through the trees, which are still in full leaf, which I had actually forgotten about. It's quite nice because it's a pretty hot day, getting up to about 28 degrees today, the beginning of September, which is great. But it's probably a good idea that I'm not going to be basking in sunshine. I do have my hat to protect my head from the well, my ever thinning head of hair. So what's in the bag? It sounds like a game show. What's in the bag? The first thing I'm going to bring out is this, and this will give a little clue as to the cook system. There's the kettle, and here we go. You've all seen it, and this is never used. It's the TRANGIA cooking system. Not sure, I think this is the 27 version, which means it's the single person cook set. I'm a self-confessed stoveaholic. I have absolutely loads, from the very, very basic models to obviously the extreme pinnacle of camping stoves. But yes, a stoveaholic I am. I've tried treatment centres, I've tried Stoveaholics Anonymous, but there's just no stopping it. It's just terrible. Yeah, if anyone knows a cure, then put something in the comments below. But I'll get over it. Excuse me. It's a working quarry just behind, so there'll be the odd bit of truck noise as they go past, but it all adds to the atmosphere. This TRANGIA stove, I just don't get it, and I'm hopefully gonna understand it after this little video here. It's, you know, it just strikes me as it's just not convenient, inefficient, but I'll sort of go through it, use it, and then come up with any kind of pros that I can find to it. It's the company TRANGIA is getting on for 100 years old. It started in 1925, and the actual TRANGIA stove, which we'll come to, was fully developed about 20 years after that. But it's a Swedish company, and it's still going. People love it. There are groups on Facebook and Instagram purely dedicated to the TRANGIA stove. I've used it in my stove, and I've used the gas versions, but let's see what this standard TRANGIA 27 cook kit can do for us. So, under the strap, instructions, fire lighters. You can see it's not used. There's the, I think that must be a frying pan. You can get an Teflon coated cookware with these TRANGIAs. Now I've seen Andy from Kent Survival and a few other people using them. You get your pot, I keep saying pot support, pot grabber, whatever they're called. This is the TRANGIA burner, which is used. I have used it a few times in my stove, and just to stop the rattle I put a little bit of kitchen roll in between these two pots that you get with it, and that's the main sort of cooking collar which keeps the wind off. And for the frying pan you can have these little supports clipped outwards, and the frying pan can go on top and it won't move, or if you move them inwards you can get the TRANGIA kettle on. And this, take these, I think it's important to have these off because they get hot. So this is basically, brings it off the ground. You've got a hole there if you're going to use the gas adapter, and these are vents that allow a circulation of air to come and basically channel the heat into this collar here, which slides on, and there you go. In here I have a very nicely and well used TRANGIA burner which just slots inside like that, and that's it. Yeah, your pots go nicely in there. It is quite self-contained. And there you go, you've got your pot grabber there. So let's use this for the first time. Few people have asked me about this really good table I've got. It's metal and it's good solid, so you can chop on it, you can knead bread without it moving too much, and it's made by a company called King Carp. I can't remember where I exactly got it from, but I think it was a fishing mail order site, so I think if you just search out King Carp you'll find it. But what I'm going to use it for today, apart from chopping stuff, is to protect the wood floor here, which is extremely dry at the moment, and I'm going to use it as my cooking surface. I think one of the attractions of this TRANGIA, and there's the sort of cover that you can use as a kind of rudimentary simmer ring. One of the attractions is it's multi-fuel, liquid fuel obviously, but you can use all sorts of different, and people favour different types of fuel. I've just got quite a lot of spare meths at the moment, so I use that. But there is clear white fuel, bioethanol I think it's called, that a lot of people use as well. Sometimes you can't see where the mess is burning first of all, so just use the back of your hand. It's more sensitive than the palm, and when you smell the burning hair, you know it's lit. There you go, that's going very easy. And on goes my cover. That's not me. That's the chair, I promise. It is the chair. Kettle in. Now I should be in Bangalore this week, and those of you that watch this video will know that India is one of my favourite places, but I got a call just before the trip to say that I was no longer going. They needed the trip for other purposes, too long to go into the detail. But I was really looking forward to having a bit of Indian food, so let's make some Indian food. And I'm going to make some things that's really simple. Everyone can do it. The ingredients are readily available, and here's the ingredients now. I can't really see whether I've got the room to put them up on this screen, but there you go. That's the ingredients list. So if you want to screenshot that now, 3, 2, 1, screenshot, and go. Really simple. And what you end up with is this bag of onion gloop. I put it into these lovely Versabags there. I've mentioned them before, but I think the link's in the description below. They're reusable, really thick plastic containers with you can just seal them up like that at the top and stick them in the dishwasher. Just put them in one of the plate racks, so you part it a bit in the dishwasher and they're ready to go again and again. And I've used this countless times, and there it is, the onion Bhaji or onion pakora mix in there. So keeping with the Indian theme, when I was on my little travels in Bangalore last time, I was served some of this on the train, and it's Masala chai. It's powdered sort of instant tea, but it's flavoured with cardamom, and that might sound awful, and it does to me because I'm not a great fan of too much cardamom flavour, but it really is delicious. So I'm going to have a little sachet of that. And that's boiling really quickly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just snuff the flame now and fill it up with fuel, because I'm going to need I think quite a bit of fuel for the next bit of the process. Let's see how accurate my aim is. Crap. We have a stick. So here we go. Chai masala. It's a really refreshing taste. Cardamom, and I don't know what else is in it. I think definitely some cumin in it as well. It gives it this almost a bit of a refreshing kick. So if you haven't tried it before, you can get those sachets in most supermarkets. I think I got it in Tesco. Yeah, give it a go. So I've replenished the fuel. It actually had used very little, and now I'm going to use one of these pots, and I'm going to put quite a bit of vegetable oil in there, because we're going to be sort of deep frying these onion bhajis. Don't need to be able to absolutely dunk them so that they're covered in it, because you can toss them with a pair of tongs, but yeah, a fair bit of oil. And whilst that oil is getting up to temperature, I'm going to make a little dip. And this is really simple. I've just got some, far too much actually, mint and coriander leaves. Just take those off the stalks. Some coriander, there we are. Let's chop these up. And some yogurt. I think this is just Greek yogurt, but whatever. That's all there is to it. Mix that up. Now the way to check whether this oil is ready is just to get maybe a bit of the liquid from the batter. There you go, and just drop it in, and wow, that's ready, let's get going. And all you do really is just plonk little, whoa. I take everything back, TRANGIA. I was going to gently talk to you kind people about making these, and it all seems to be happening at once, but you get the gist. I'm just dunking the onion bhaji into the hot oil. I was going to make some nice neat little lumps, but hey, this is camp cooking. Well, it's working. Basically, just give them a little, oh yes, give them a little agitate. Great stuff. It's going to be a lump of bhaji, these first ones, and I don't know how long to do them for, but I guess just until they're golden all over. Well, this is the first batch, and I think it's ready. I'm going to sacrifice my brand new, don't worry, not used handkerchief as a bit of a drainer, and let those ones drain off as I do another batch. And I'll try to make these next ones just a little bit more shapely, but does it matter? Here we go. And no, they're not. Complaints department closed. I really just don't care about the shape of them. They smell absolutely delicious, and I'm just really pleased sometimes with the way things go when you just... Occasionally I rehearse the odd dish that I do for when I'm camping, because I don't want you to be faced with an absolute disaster, but this time I haven't rehearsed it at all, and I'm pleased so far with the results. And there we have it. Take those out. Let them drain, and whilst that's happening I'll change your battery. And check my messages. Second time lucky. at that. That's how a Bhaji should look. Or a pakora. In it goes. Oh, that's delicious. I'm really pleased because I didn't overcook them, because you just need that sort of flour and water and mixture to be just slightly doughy, slightly sticky inside, and I managed to achieve that. They're not completely dried through. You know, they break with a kind of still got a moisture to them, and are crunchy and light and dead easy. Oh, this is one of those where I don't have to hide anything. I never do, you know. Whenever I make mistakes, I always own up to them, but I try and rectify them. But this time, first time lucky. I've got a lot of eating to do, so I'll speak to you when I've demolished them. I'll probably take a couple home, because when my daughter Phoebe saw me making the mixture, she went, "Oh, you're making onion bhajis for us?" I went, "Oops." So I'll take one back for her. So, pakora or a bhaji? Comments in the description below. And if you do like the videos, please keep the thumbs up, comments, wasp, coming. Keep subscribing if you haven't already, and yeah, it'd be good to grow the channel. It's stagnating a wee bit, not too sure about what content people like, but I'll just keep going, because the 11,500 that I've got now, I'm going to remain very loyal to and keep the videos coming. So the verdict on this cook kit, which, as I say, I've never used in its entirety. I've used the TRANGIA stove separately, but it's bulky, it's impractical, it's difficult to carry. The burners actually can be quite sooty and messy. It can be difficult to light, because you've got it, you know, because you've got it down in the collar, so you can't get it. You've got to put a stick in the mess and light that. It's pretty heavy. It don't know if it would, you know, the kettle, you know, this is separate as well, so for multi-day hiking there's a bit of extra bulk. It's limited really to kind of one size accessories. They've got to be able to fit within those clips, whether they're folded in or out, and it's nigh on impossible to regulate, you know, just this little slip ring. Oh, it's on the burner there, this thing. You know, how can you get to that? I know people have made various modifications to it, and you have to loosen the little slip rivet here, but it's very difficult to regulate, and as I see, you know, it is a bit sooty. So yeah, but I absolutely love it. It's just got history behind it. Nearly 100-year-old company, been developed over the years, and sort of for now nearly 75 years we've had this little beauty. It's been imitated. I've bought cheap copies from China, etc. I've made them, and I've never got it to be anything like as efficient and working as well as the original TRANGIA, which, yeah, you pay a little bit more for, but you pay for what you get. It's a back to basics approach to camping and camp cooking, which I really like. You know, the stove on its own, you can get a little pot support that just fits in there, and that's all you need to take, because once you put the cover on, which is sealed with an O-ring, you can fill it up with meths, and you'll do, I don't know, maybe 3 pots of water on one filling, because I'm not sure, I'll show you a little cutaway to what's in there. But that's done a cup of tea, sorry, a kettle of water, and boiled very vigorously that oil for the barges. And so this, with the O-ring, just slips on there, seals, and there's your little unit. Absolutely brilliant. And don't go for anything other than the TRANGIAs. I'm not sponsored. They have no idea I'm doing this video, and who would sponsor someone with 11,500 subs? So, verdict, yes. There are other stoves on the market. You know, look at this. This is the Jetboil Stash. You can have your gas canister contained. It's got the pot handle. It's got a heat distributor on it. It boils. Oh, sorry. I'll just wait till this lorry goes by. Cut. And we're back in the room. Yeah, heat distributor, boils in no time. It's compact, and this is just everything in this tiny little sort of package here. Likewise, MSR do this little one-person cook set. And look at the size of that. You even get a measuring cup. You've got your pot, and in there you've got the pocket rocket too. Yeah, you need to take your gas canister separately, but really tiny little gas canister doesn't take up much room either. In fact, I think, yeah, see, there's room in there for your gas canister. So that's an all-in-one cook set there. For some reason I can't get this back in. There we are. There's an all-in-one cook set, and just look how tiny that is for one person. But hey, for tradition and for the stoveaholics amongst us, any cabinet, wherever you keep your stoves, hidden from your partner, it wouldn't be complete unless there was a TRANGIA in there. Great. God, it's difficult not to eat that final Bhaji. Cheers to you all. I hope this was a good fun little video. I've enjoyed making it. Again, subscribe to the videos if you want to see more, and I put a description below of any of the gear that I use in my videos. There are Amazon links where I get, I don't know if I've even seen a kickback from anyone buying anything yet, but follow those links. I might get a couple of quid for a cup of tea, you never know. Anyway, that's good. I hope you enjoyed it. I said that before, who cares? And I look forward to seeing you again.